Hi guys, we've launched a few EC2 instances so far, and they've always had an elastic network interface attached. So when you launch an instance, it comes with a network interface attached to it, and that will have a private IP address. And then in some cases, it can also have a public IP address if it's in a public subnet. Now, an elastic network interface is one type of adapter. There's also something called an elastic network adapter and an elastic fabric adapter. In this lesson, I'll go through the key information you need to know about these different adapters. So let's have a look at an example of an EC2 instance. And when we launch our EC2 instances, we usually choose a subnet. Now, when you do that, it will attach an interface in that subnet. But the actual EC2 instance itself isn't in the subnet, it's within the availability zone. Because remember, an AZ is essentially a data center or one or more data centers. Now, that means the EC2 instance can be attached to multiple subnets through different adapters. So here we have an EC2 instance. It has its ETH0 adapter in the public subnet, and that has a private IP address assigned to it, and it also has a public IP address as well. Now, we could also have another network interface which is in a private subnet, but it has to be within the same availability zone. So ETH1 is in the private subnet, but that private subnet is within the same availability zone as the public subnet where ETH0 is. Now, we could not attach an adapter from a subnet in another availability zone. That just won't work. So the key thing to remember is you can have multiple adapters connected to an instance. They can be in different subnets, but the subnets have to be in the same availability zone. Now, as I mentioned, there's elastic network interfaces, elastic network adapters, and elastic fabric adapters. So what's the difference between these? Well, the ENI is the basic adapter for when you don't have any specific high performance requirements, and you can use it with any EC2 instance type. The elastic network adapter is for enhanced networking performance. It has much higher bandwidth and lower inter-instance latency. You have to choose supported instance types. You can't use any instance type with an ENA. Lastly, we have the elastic fabric adapter. This is for more specialized use cases. You use this for high performance computing, HPC, and MPI and ML use cases. So that's message passing interface and machine learning use cases. So more specialized. It's for tightly coupled applications. So those are applications which will typically be in low latency environments where they're very close to each other and they have a lot of interconnectivity between them, lots of messaging happening between components of the application. You can use those with all instance types, but again, you would only use them when you have a specific use case. So that's it for the theory. We'll go into a hands-on in the next lesson and have a look at how we can assign additional adapters to our EC2 instances.